So guys, in the last session, I have been got discussing about how the machines are going to learn. Really machines will learn or not. We have been got discussed about that and how the machines are going to give you the insights. So very clearly in an understandable format only, it's a completely clearly in an understandable format only. Those insights has been came actually. So clearly just I have taken a very small data set I have been got taken. Even if you take about a complex data set also, the machines are capable to learn from the data actually, guys. Okay. So there is nothing complications like the machines can learn only this format of a data, but there is some standard format is there. If you give the data in a standard format, then the machines are capable to learn from that particular data. So yesterday I have shown you some few examples, like I have taken some marks and I have taken some gender. So I made the machine to study the data. So whatever we have been got studied, the same way the machine also has been got studied actually, guys. So that is what exactly we have been got discussed as part of the last session we have been discussed. So even I told you that even with the help of, that means not only the data which is there in a CSV, that means your data means it should not be there in a value format only. Even as I told you, like something like an images, even if you have some kind of an images, even machines are also capable to learn from the images actually. So images are also going to be some kind of an inputs which machines can learn. So once if I give some images to the machines, machines are going to study the data actually. They will analyze, they will understand the data actually and get some kind of an insights actually. Using that particular insights, as I told you, we can make some kind of a prediction actually. So whether the person in the image, we can predict something like gender prediction can be gets done, or even it can be some kind of an expression, something like that. We can just develop this kind of an applications also. So whenever a customer, let us say that a customer went to a bank. So whenever a customer went to the bank actually, so let us say, so whether he was, how is his facial expressions? So let us say that he has been, he was very angry on some kind of a, the services which are provided actually was not satisfied. So whether the customer was satisfied or not satisfied, you need not to ask them actually. Only with the help of an facial expression only, we can identify whether the person was satisfied with the services or whether the person was not satisfied with the services. No need of asking any feedback. So no need to ask any feedback. Nowadays, if you observe carefully, the feedback forms are avoided. Completely the feedback forms are avoided actually. No company is asking for the feedbacks, very less. That means once if the transaction has been got done, we used to get a pop-up menu. So tell me how you feel about this particular transaction. So it is going to be highly satisfied, it is going to be less satisfied or not satisfied, something like that. Instead of asking the customer about that particular transaction or about that particular feedback, by looking at the facial expression only, we can do it actually. So why do you use them means there are multiple reasons are there actually. There are multiple reasons are there. So for example, if the person was happy, so for example, a customer went to a bank. If you find out like what is his facial expression, so automatically you'll understand. For example, if the customer has been angry with the services, automatically whenever he's entering the bank, so his facial expressions are going to be changes actually. So depending on that, we can just map to the customer, to a corresponding employee. So let us say that if he's not satisfied, so like in higher level officials like manager or something like that, we can assign the particular person to talk with them actually. So depending on that particular expressions, we can identify that. So really machines can learn, yes, absolutely machines has been got learn about. And even yesterday I have been got discussed about that, like either we can, two things are there. One is going to be we have to develop, that means we have to design the model, we have to train the model by ourselves. Otherwise, as I said, that there are going to be some kind of an a pre-trained models we are going to be having it actually. We are going to be having some kind of an pre-trained models we are going to be having it actually. Yes. So pre-trained models means somebody has already trained it and we are going to be using them actually. So we need not to train them now. You need not to evaluate them because yesterday I told you. So data collection, data analysis, data cleansing, training, evaluation, everything is already done by the somebody. Some community has been got done. We are directly using that particular models. They will give the model directly just import the model and we can just directly work with them. So just, and it's an just like an I was not as I yesterday shown you like some practical example. So today also I'll just show you because only two guys are there, so I don't just want to just go into the technical aspects actually. So some kind of an interesting topic, let me show you how we are going to be gets working with them actually. So yesterday's example only we'll take it actually. Yesterday's example we'll take it and we'll continue with that particular example. Let me show you like yesterday we have been seen. We'll continue with the same example. Just yesterday shown you some small practical example, I think so. So it's not this data. Yeah. So this is the yesterday's data we have been seen about that, right? So see, clearly the model, the machine has been learned this one actually. So if the marks are less than or equals to 79.5, then it is going to be nothing but it's a male. If the marks are going to be more than 79.5, it is going to be female. We thought that 80 will be created, but 80 and 79, just it created some space between them. That means if 80 and 18, if it is 80 and if it is actually we'll say that if it is greater than or equals to 80 and if it is less than or equals to 80, but it has created some kind of some space in between 80 and 80.5, some space it has been got created actually. So that is the reason why it has been said that it is 79.5 actually. So whenever the marks are less than or equals to 79.5, so it is going to be something like a male. If it is more than 79.5, it is going to be female actually. So just a quite interesting. So we have a lot of interesting topics will be there, guys. So working with images, that means we are going to be play with some kind of an images. We are going to work with them actually. Like what are going to be images? So don't worry about them. It is going to be from which is going to be import, already imported yesterday, but again we have to import it one more time because the session was closed actually. PyPlot as in PLT, for example. So it's a matplotlib. So many are there to work with the images. We are going to be having so many techniques and so many options are going to be there, which we are going to work with them actually. Okay. Import the matplotlib dot which is going to be pyplot as which is going to be the PLT. Just an example actually, guys. So just I'll show you like how to read the images actually, guys. PLT dot which is going to be IMRead. It is nothing but IMRead is basically what we are going to call it as image read actually, guys. So I have some images with me, random downloaded images actually, guys. There are going to be randomly downloaded images. I have some data actually, guys. Okay. Now, basically, what is an image contains actually? Image is going to contains, you know that images are going to be nothing but which are going to be made up of some pixels. We know that images, when you take a photograph, so it is going to be something like when you're talking about the cameras. So it is a 64 megapixel. It is going to be a 32 megapixel. It is going to be something like that. So images are made up of pixels actually. Pixels are going to be nothing but a color representation, a small dot, a very tiny dot. It is going to be very, very tiny dot, which is going to be display some color. So these tiny dots are connected. For example, here we can see something like a marks, M is there. But how the M was formed actually, guys? It was formed by a small dots which are giving, let us say that the black color actually. The color is a black color. Here it is a very small tiny dots which are connected and which is going to be projecting some kind of a red color. For ourselves, it appears like it is continuous, but actually, if you see internally, there is a small gap between the each and every dot. There will be a gap will be there. So those colors are made up of some values actually. So red, green, and a blue colors actually. We generally call it as an RGB images. We call them as actually. In later we are going to be working with them. So if I display the pixels, for example, if I print the pixels actually, don't think that image is going to be printed. It's not image. It is going to be just only some numbers. So for a normal people, image is meaning that it's a photograph. It's an image. But for ourselves, image is not a photograph for us. It is only just a numbers. You can see some kind of a numbers. A red intensity 49, green intensity is going to be 50, and blue intensity is going to be 42. So the first fixed pixel was made up of an image which is having 49 red, 50 green, and which is going to be 42, which is a blue color actually. Like that 66, 66. whatever the last one actually. So it is 65, 57, 46 actually. So it won't, most of the people expects that, sir, we read the image, no? So it has to display the image, but it is not displaying any image. If you want to display the image, we have another technique is there, which is going to be IM show. If I show the pixels, then you can see the image actually. It is going to be shows the image actually, guys. So this is an image actually. So how many pixels it contains? So it is going to contain a pixels of height. This is not centimeters. It is pixels. From here to here, it is 25 pixels. Here to here, it is another 25 pixels. The total shape is, the height of the image is going to be somewhere around 180, and the width is going to be somewhere around 260. It is going to be there. So if you want, we can see that image. What is going to be the shape of the image actually? So if I see the shape of the image, it is going to tell you about that 183 and 275. And why it is 3? Because is, as I told you, each pixel is made up of 3 values, a red, green, and a blue actually. So don't worry about that. Whatever I'm talking about is not a technical aspects here now. So I read the image, and now if you can see, the image pixels are there. This is an image. So it's a very clear. That means I know that it is going to be something like an image is going to be normal in a programming languages. For example, if marks is greater than 90, it's a grade A. If the marks is going to be less than something, it's a grade B, something like that. But how can you make the image? Machines can't understand the images, isn't it? So images means it is going to be something like a numbers only. I given some numbers to the machine. Machine studied the data. So if you want to find out what expression this particular person, what type of expression this person is showing, whether he was happy or whether he was happy, whether he was angry, whether he was sad, fear, something like that. So as I told you, there are some pre-trained models will be there. We don't require to write any code and nothing to that. Code means we'll write only the code to import that particular package and call the methods. We don't write any functional code actually. So I'll show you some kind of such kind of a libraries actually. Yesterday I shown you about that. There is a module, what we are going to call it as an FER. FER stands for a facial expression recognition actually, guys. A facial expression recognition is going to be one of the pre-trained model which was developed by using a convolution neural network actually. It was actually internally using something like an OpenCV, and it is also using some kind of a TensorFlow. So using all these things, it has been got done actually. So it is internally done by somebody, some community has been got done actually, guys. Some community has been got done. You can see. So like who are the communities who has been got developed in? You can see it actually. So now we don't write any code for this. We just import them and we are going to do it actually. See, I'm going to be importing a library. I'm not writing any code actually. From FER, import this particular function called as an FER function. I have to import it actually. See there, I'm importing that particular library, guys. I'm not writing any code at all. From FER, that is facial expression recognition, I'm importing that particular function called as, which is going to be FER. FER is nothing but a function. It is just like a function. Better to say that actually it is a class. It is actually basically a class, but I have been talking about a function actually. So it is going to be actually a class. It's taking some time. It will import it actually, yes. From FER, import, which is going to be FER. I'm not writing any code. Whatever the pixels I have got the input here, that input I will pass it to this particular FER. That's it. I just only passes this pixels data only. Once if I give the pixels data as an input, so nobody can write a logic. If you give me some input like something like a marks or something like that, I can write a condition. So if these marks are more than this much, but how can you say that? We cannot write that kind of a condition. No, if I don't know that image is coming like in pixels data is coming actually. How can I say that? Whether it is an facial expression is an angry, whether the facial expression is happy, or whether facial expression is fear. Okay, something like that. How can you say that actually? We cannot write it. So we made the machines to train. We given some images and we label them. We have to label them also actually. Simply if I give the images, machines can't study about that. So we have to say these images are angry, these images are happy, these images are sad, these images are going to be fear. You have to tell them what are the images and what are the expressions. Machines will learn it actually, guys. Okay. Now see, I'm just creating some kind of an emotions equals to, let us say that I just created an object of that actually. This is, don't worry. This is what we are going to call it as an object creation actually. Now see how simple it is going to be there. Emotions dot. I'm going to be finding detect emotions. I have a method is there. Just I'm passing, just see how many lines of code I'm writing it actually. That's it. It is going to be nothing but I'm going to be writing this kind of an emotions what we are going to write it actually. That's it actually, guys. That's it. I'm going to write it actually. Clearly, can you see? Angry is going to be 91%. It's showing that the person in the image is going to be angry with 91% probability. And which is going to be 2% sad is there, and neutral is going to be 70%. Disgust is 0%, fear is 0%, sad is sorry, happy is also 0% actually. So it is telling something like a box. What is this box is actually here is this is where the face is going to be located. We'll do it now, guys. In our when you are taking a photo in our cameras, so it will detect some kind of a face detection, what we are going to call it as. So where is the face is located? You can identify with the help of that particular. It identified where is the face is there also. So you, in when you're taking an images actually, guys, you will get the facial, no? We will get a box around that facial, the face. That is not a big story about that. It's not like a big logic at all, guys. So maybe you will be really wonder like how that particular face is getting detected actually. Once if we move the face a left towards the right or toward the left, automatically that particular square, that sphere is also going to be moves actually. We'll do that example actually, guys. From our webcam, we are going to capture the images. We'll capture the video, and in the video, we are going to show that particular face. When the face is moving towards the left and right, automatically the square also will move towards the left and right actually. So clearly it is saying that it is an emotions. I didn't written any code for that. I didn't written any code means just only one line of code for reading the image, whatever the pixels we have got, one more line to see what is an image, and just one line of code for importing these particular functions. And just I created an object and just call the method called as an detect emotions is a method. I didn't written any logic here now. Directly we are getting the output here. Nowhere I written the logic. If this is the data, give the emotions as something like that. If you want, you can try with as many images you can try with this. As many images you can try it. I have some randomly, I have a lot of images are there. I have a lot of images are going to be there actually. Lot of images are there. So you can use that kind of an images. Like you can use a lot of images. I can use it actually. For example, let me show you this image actually. So don't think that the image name is fear. That's why automatically fear is coming. It's not based on the image. Observe carefully, guys. Nowhere you are passing the image name here now. We are reading the data, whatever the pixels we have got, only that particular pixels only we are passing it actually. So we can see something like an angry is going to be 3%, sad is going to be 2%, fear is going to be 88% is the fear actually. And surprise is going to be nothing but we can see it actually. Surprise is going to be, we are having somewhere around 6% surprise is there. So something like that, we can just make some machines to learn it actually. Let me show me, let us say, is there any happy faces are there? Some kind of an smiling faces. Let me check it out. Otherwise we'll check it out once. So I have some images, we have it actually. Not these images. Some random images actually. I have some random images. Let us take this image actually. Okay. So I think a kind of an emotion, what kind of an emotion it is going to be showing you actually, guys. So it is showing 86% that it is going to be happy, and angry is 0%, disgust is 0, fear is 0, sad is 0, surprise is just a small 2%, neutral is going to be 12% actually. But majority is going to be happy actually. Majority is going to be nothing but it's unhappy actually. So we have multiple images are there. I used to work with some images randomly, but maybe somewhere it is missing actually, but we can see some kind of an images actually, guys. So we are having some kind of an smiling images are there, data slash. Let me check it out, which is going to be female.jpg file is there. Maybe in this image, it is going to be mostly it is neutral actually, guys. Mostly it is going to be neutral actually. Can you see? Neutral is going to be 95%. It was neutral because nothing expression was there mostly. happy was a small 4%, sad is going to be 1%, but neutral is going to be 95%. It was neutral actually. So something like that. I have multiple images are there with me. So this is female one, this is female two. I think not female two. I have something like an female. We have 5 is there, female 5 is there. So we generally work with these images. Yes, see this image actually, guys. It's completely maximum 100%. It was happy only. It is going to show you guys 100%. It is showing this as an happy actually. So it is also telling about the confidence at what level, up to what level there are going to be. So 100% it was confidence. No angry, no disgust, no fear, no sad, no surprise, no neutral is there. So machines are able to learn it from that. So how I done it actually? I didn't done anything actually, guys. So for example, I was working for a bank client. The bank want to know like what is a customer facial expression. So whenever he enters the bank, immediately there will be camera will be installed. So immediately once he was entered, so we see that no guys, in a lot of videos we'll see this actually. So there is a video is playing. So the customers are entering the bank. So automatically my model will send all the faces. It can identify games. Even if you have multiple faces also, we can do it actually, guys. Even if you have multiple faces, even if you have multiple faces are there, if you have 2 faces, 3 faces also, it will tell you like how many faces are there, each facial expression, how it is going to be. You will be having the data actually, guys. Okay. So like if you want, I can just check it out. Like I have some images actually. Multiple people, it's a multiple people images with multiple people images will say this actually, or images with multiple people actually, guys. Okay. So let us take this image, guys. Let us take this image. If you want, you can also try. So like one image with one facial expression, one image with a different facial expression also will find it off actually. So let us take this image actually, guys. Let us take this image. So let me save this image actually. Save the image as I'm going to be saving into my D drive. There I have a folder called as a data. I'm going to be having it. I'm having a this one actually. So let me save this as, for example, let me save it as an, let us say new underscore image dot which is going to be JPEG file actually. New image dot which is going to be JPEG file actually. Okay, no worries about that. So it is going to be something like an, I say, which is going to be new image dot which is going to be JPEG file actually. Right. So if you can see, this is an image what we can see data actually. There is some kind of an data is going to be there. So there are 2 people images are there. So if I pass these particular pixels, it will tell you about actually detect emotions. It is 87. Just give me a minute once. Even we are having detect, I think we can have something like an just a minute once. It is going to be find faces. How many faces are going to be there? So it is detecting only one face actually, guys. Find the faces. It is only one. 226. 226 means 226. Yeah, 226. And which is going to be 42. Only this face was detected. Okay, leave it, does not matter, but you can work with them actually, I guess. So maybe the problem with maybe the image. So don't worry, but even we can work with multiple faces also, we can work with them. We already done the examples. So it is going to be finding out like how many faces are going to be there. Each facial expression also we can get it. It's maybe the problem with the image, but not with any other thing. Let me save the image as, let me save the image as, let me check once whether it is working or not. So this is going to be a new image we have been got given actually. So it's unable to detect the face. Okay, so no worries guys. Maybe the problem with the images will be there. So it will identify the faces also. So like how many faces are there? It's unable to find it actually. So emotions dot, which is going to be, we'll say, which is going to be detect emotions of, which is going to be the pixels data. It was unable to predict it actually. It may be some problem with the images. It may be we converted them into some, we have to find out what is the problem with that particular option actually. Okay, don't worry, but that is going to be the ideas actually. So as we can see, observe carefully. So machines are able to even learn that, yes, these are going to be some kind of an images. So even not only images actually, guys, even we can work with something like an, what we can say is, even we are able to work with audio files. Even we are able to work with the video files, audio files. We are able to work with those particular applications actually. We are able to work with a different images. We are able to work with them actually, yes. So that is going to be what all about. That is going to be all about how we are going to be gets working with them actually. So machines are capable to learn. Yes, absolutely, the machines are capable to learn with the help of some kind of an algorithms actually. Basically, they don't learn automatically, but with the help of some kind of an algorithms, they are able to learn it actually. So that is going to be the basically the idea behind this particular, the so-called as, which is going to be nothing but the machine learning applications actually. Okay. Guys, we'll do one thing because very few people has been got joined for the today's class. Only 2 guys have been there. Um, Actually, as I told you, 30 plus registrations was there, but we don't know why the people we are following up actually. And in the next week, we have been added one new batch. That means just like an add-on batch, we'll add up them. Maybe 7 o'clock means maybe the people are not showing the interest. So we have just made a small change. We added, that's what we call it as an add-on batch. We'll do it actually. So from 7:30, we have been starting a new batch. That means just like an add-on batch, we'll do it actually, because very few people has been got joined. No problem. So no worries. Just because even in the last, because this is end of the year, no. So most of the people will think that they will join for the next year. In a new year, we'll join them. Generally 20 plus students will be there. Generally, in every batch I take, which is going to be, recently we have started with 8 o'clock batch. So we have 21 people are there. Even because it may be the reason, at 9:30 also we started. There also we have a very few students are there. Even morning 7 a.m. also we started, very few students are there. So we are following up, but registrations are good. We have a good number of registrations. We are conducting some free workshops and all these things we are doing. So expected a little bit more people also comes, at least 10, 12 students if they join. We can start up with our regular classes. Okay. So just for today, we'll end up the session, guys, as very few people are there. So please join for the tomorrow's class also. Tomorrow is Friday. Okay. So tomorrow we'll take up another class actually, guys, and we'll give a 2 days break and we'll make up all the follow-ups on the Saturdays and Sundays, and we'll again resume the class on the Monday actually, guys. Okay. So tomorrow I have the class as usually. Please attend the class tomorrow also. And Saturday and Sunday we'll give a off, and again we'll resume on the Monday's class. Okay. Fine, guys. Any questions?
Vamsi, quick
Yes,
question.
yes, Akalin. Yeah.
Vamsi, I registered actually, so will I get a new link? That's what I heard. Is it something I will get a new link for the regular class?
No. Actually, initially, for demo classes, we will be
Okay.
keep on updating, because see what will happen here is we given a new link, no. So once the
Yeah.
one week is over, whenever we some new add-ons will be there, or we'll ask the
Okay.
people to register for them. So every 1 week, what they will do is they will make
Okay.
a new link actually.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
that
So
will
we have
happen.
to re-register it, right?
No. It's only for first 2 or 3 weeks only.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, once the batch is finalized and once the batch is started, once the batch is
Okay.
closed, then there will
Okay.
be permanent link will be there. We don't have that
The
because
permanent link will be emailed to us, or how does it work?
everything will be email. Everything will be email. Only problem here is
Okay.
sometimes, actually yesterday I think you said that you didn't get the link actually. Sometimes it
Yeah.
may goes to promotions, because it will,
Okay.
your Gmail will identify like a promotions instead
Okay.
of
Okay.
coming into your primary into the primary folder. Sometimes
Okay.
it will go to the promotions folder. It will goes with that, but
Okay.
everything will be updated. Everything. See, sometimes will even I also will get it actually. So the
Okay.
DurgaSoft has been, the link has been went into the promotions actually. So
Okay. Okay.
that is the reason. So 1 or 2 days, 1 or 2 weeks only that will happen. After that, you will
Okay.
be having a permanent link.
Okay. Sure.
Okay, fine. Okay, thank you,
Thank
guys.
you. Bye.
Yes, Mayur, any question?
Sir, what is the difference between sir data science and artificial intelligence, sir?
See, actually, all these are part of your all of the part of your AI concepts only. See, AI is basically it is one technique which we are going to be using. So the definition of AI is nothing but we are trying to develop a machine which is going to be mimic to that. So if you see the definition of what is a Wikipedia definition of AI is nothing but which is going to be nothing but we are making some mimic just the machines to be mimic as in humans actually. That means we are making the machines just like which behaves just like in humans actually.
Yes.
So to develop that, we require some techniques, no, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. All these
Yes.
particular techniques is going to be nothing but what we call it as a data set.
Okay.
Okay. All these techniques, whatever these techniques are there. So I told like data collection, data analysis, data visualization, all these are going to be comes under the data science. So our course is data science. So inside the course, we are using machine learning, we are learning deep learning, we are learning AI. All these are going to be comes under the data science concepts.
Okay.
Okay. Fine, guys. Fine, Mayur. You can join.
Oh.
Yeah, I think somebody has joined. Yes, Prem. Just now you joined. Yes, Prem Prakash. Are you there? Can you hear me?
Sir, in this course,
Yeah.
advanced Python is
Yes, sir,
required
I'm
or
there.
not, sir?
Yeah. It's advanced Python is not required, Mayur. It is only core Python is sufficient. To learn
Oh.
data science, only this particular core Python is sufficient. You need not to go to the advanced Python.
Oh.
Okay. Yes, yeah, Prakash, have you joined now?
Yes, sir, I have joined.
Okay. So just now I have been I ended the session now. I was about to end the session because only 2 people has been joined. Another one guy already has been left just now. Please join in the tomorrow's class.
Okay, sir.
Okay, it's 7 o'clock right now, class. It's by 7:15. You please join the session.
Okay, sir.
Okay, fine. Thank you.